Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, we shall be taking a look at the conveyance deed and try to understand what part of the land is going to come to us. As most of you are aware, the primary objective of the society is to obtain conveyance of the property. And the builder or developer is supposed to do that in a specified period of time. The first draft was received by the managing committee way back in January 2018, and it was found to be faulty for the simple reason that the area shown was only 3,376 square meters, whereas our agreement to sell specifies that plot or zone or sector R18 is supposed to be having an area of 7,233 square meters. So this was returned, and subsequently the builder was asked to prepare a draft reflecting the contents of the agreement to sell which he has made with every purchaser of a flat. Highlighted here is the fact that only 3,376 square meters was sought to be conveyed. The drawings which are available in the society office and which were handed over at the time of society formation has all the plans and engineering drawings of our building and our plot. Sector R18 is shown here as having an area of 7,233.018 square meters. This is as per the plan sanctioned on 20th of June 2016. So what are we entitled in our conveyance deed? First of all, plot or zone R18, sector R18 with an area of 7,233 square meters, which is described in Schedule 2 of your agreement to sell, must be conveyed. The second thing is that the agreement to sell also has a clause in the recital section, and that clause number is Roman 11, small Roman 11 in brackets, and that says that the swimming pool is an amenity and that amenity shall be owned by the society and maintained by the society. So the ownership of a swimming pool must come to us. Thirdly, we must have access to an open space of 723 square meters, which is 10% of the plot area. This is in accordance with the Integrated Township Project Regulations. This is a notification from the Urban Development Department of the Government of Maharashtra. So three things: plot area 7233 square meters, ownership of swimming pool as described in the agreement to sell, and access to open space with a minimum area of 723 square meters. Here is a drawing from the drawings available in the society office, and which are the official drawings for our building and our property. OS11 was shown thus. This map is oriented towards the north, and the gate is shown where the word gate is written in red. This is the boundary of our society, and open space 11 was shown in this area enclosed by the blue line. This was according to the mandatory requirement of 10% of the area. So we are required to have 723 square meters of land, and this open space was just a little above that. It was 725 square meters. For those of you who want to get a geographical idea, this is just outside the gate, a little to the south of the gate, very close to the water storage tank, which is underground. Let us see what is the entitlement of our area according to the Township Permitted Land Use. This is known as the Township PLU. There are many revisions which the township developer submits to the authorities, and they are duly approved, and they reflect the status of the various sizes of plots and the open spaces, garden spaces, and amenities and public utilities. This is a big large scale drawing, and I shall be using extracts of the drawing for explanation. This was the PLU which was approved on 24th of December 2019. And in this particular diagram, we are shown that R18 sector is having an area of 7,233 square meters and is entitled to an open space of 723.3 square meters. However, as we shall see later, on the ground, OS 11 or open space number 11 is actually having an area which is many times more, and to be specific, it is 2,296 square meters. These facts will find mention in the conveyance deed, and you should be familiar with that. So remember, R18 area 7233, open space 11 or OS 11, required minimum area 723, actual area 2296 square meters. Here is an aerial view taken from 1500 meters on Google Earth. As you can see, this is oriented towards the north. This yellow line defines the plot area of R18. Obviously, you can identify a few landmarks here. You can see the gas bank, which is on your left hand side of the drawing, with a blue rooftop. On the northern end, you have the STP, or the sewage water treatment plant. The boundary of R18 is actually midway between the parking lot on the west side. It is 10 meters from the parapet, or the building podium line, as they call it in the engineering drawing. What you see to the left of the yellow line is not part of R18, and we shall talk about it at length shortly. This is where the fence for the plot is existing today. So you will find there's a big gap between the red line and the yellow line on the western side. That is what is identified as G51. That is supposed to be a garden which should be accessible to all people in the township. It's part of the green belt. Presently, this fence is within our property, but we should realize that our property only extends up to the yellow line. The STP, which is shown in that corner in the north, also does not fall within R18. It is outside R18. These arrows show the 10-meter boundary, and that blue curved arrow shows the slope which you drive up before you reach the gate of Athashri. So let us see what are the boundaries of Athashri as we enjoy them today. We are actually having access, freedom to move, and we actually enjoy this complete territory today. But according to our agreement to sell, we are only entitled to R18. Let us take a closer look at this diagram. The red line shows the area that we presently enjoy with our occupation. However, according to our agreement to sell, this black line is what we are entitled to. This is identified as zone R18 in all the documents, whether it is our agreement to sell, or it is the occupancy certificate, or the permitted land use diagram of PMRDA, or the engineering drawings for our building, which are available with us in the society office. The area shown in green to the west of R18 is actually a garden, and that is identified by the name G51. G stands for garden and 51 is the zone number. This garden actually is part of the permitted land use for the entire township. It is not for the exclusive use of our Athashri. What you can see at the southern end of the property is a flag hoisting pole and a small garden. We hold our functions such as 26 January and 15 August over here. Even that is part of G51 and not part of R18. What is shown in these shaded green lines identifies the property which is not ours, but which we are enjoying for taking walks and occupying it. In fact, we go all the way up to the fence, which is shown by the red line on the western side or on the left side of the diagram. What is shown here is the plot of land identified as Open Space 11 or OS11. This is where the swimming pool and Ojas Hall are located. According to the Integrated Township regulations, we are entitled to accessing 10% of our land area, which works out to 723 square meters in OS 11. Here is a summary of all the areas involved in this diagram. R18 is the plot of land which I explained we are entitled to according to all the agreements, drawings, permitted land use and other supporting documents. G51 is a designated garden space which should be accessible to the entire township. That measures 3025 square meters. Actually, G51 is a little bigger because it extends beyond the southern boundary shown in this diagram. It actually runs parallel to another plot of land identified as R17. But for the moment, we are only concerned with that part of the land which we are utilizing. Open Space 11, as I said, our entitlement for access only, not for ownership, not for conveyance, is 10% of our land area. So our share of OS 11 is only 723 square meters, but the actual dimension of the plot is nearly 2300 square meters. On the northern end is the sewage water treatment plant or the STP, and that occupies 90 square meters of land. If you add up all these numbers, the total comes to 12,644 square meters. And the additional space beyond our entitlement of R18 works out to 5,411 square meters. We shall be talking more about all these numbers in our later videos. To give you a fair idea of the limits of R18, this is a view of the car park on the western side. This is the fence on the western side. This is the line which runs along the fire hydrant. To the left of the red line is R18, and what lies beyond the red line is G51. That means the entire area of 12 meters from this center line of the parking space does not belong to R18. Here's another view of the same. Just to give you a fair idea, this is the fence on the western boundary, and this yellow line which is shown here actually runs along the fire hydrant and along the rear wall of the gas shed. This 12-meter patch is part of G51 and not part of R18. Thank you very much for your attention. In the next video, we shall see what are our rights, what are the other details of the areas. Until then, thank you very much and bye-bye.